We're honored this Shabbat morning to learn Torah from our Bethel Men's Club president, Josh Mandell.
Shabbat Shalom. Change is hard. Bamidbar focuses on the Israelites' struggle to leave slavery and abandon old behaviors. In this Torah portion, the people recount their fond memories of slavery in Egypt and even go so far as regretting their decision to move towards freedom. It's funny to equate slavery with fond memories, but it's what we just heard Eitan chant about in those last few aliyot. Shortly after leaving Mount Sinai, the Israelites complained bitterly before God about what else but food, obviously. They are our Jewish ancestors after all. They complained, if only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt for free, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. Now there's nothing at all, nothing but this manna to look forward to. Why are they remembering slavery and oppression so favorably? While studying this week's Parsha, I've read multiple commentaries that suggest that what they were recalling in Egypt was actually a freedom from morality and obligation. As slaves, they did not have to make decisions. They did not even have to choose what to eat. They were free from any responsibility or decision-making. They didn't have to think for themselves. But as they left Egypt, they had to begin making choices on their own. They may have physically left slavery, but mentally, they were still enslaved. Change, whether it's life-saving like leaving slavery, or minute like which shampoo you're going to use, is hard. Just ask my 3-year-old whenever we have to try and change activities. He'll be sure to tell you how unhappy it makes him. As I've been writing this, I think I've come to realize that the root of that difficulty is because change brings on ambiguity. Not knowing what comes next is at best an unnerving experience. What I really want to focus on here is that I think there's a difference between change and transition. Change is starting a new job, moving to a new city, or choosing to defect from being an Orioles fan to be a Yankees fan. Change is situational. Transition, on the other hand, is psychological. It's not an event, but redefining how you approach life. Leaving Egypt was a change. Leaving slavery was a transition. Transitions don't happen overnight. They take time for us to adjust. Leaving Egypt certainly did not happen overnight. It took plagues, convincing the Israelites and Pharaoh. Rabbi O and Rabbi Rachel often talk about social change up on this bima. While change is essential, we also need social transition. Change without transition is incomplete. It's not enough to just add your name to a petition or change your Facebook profile to support Pride Month. The Israelites left Egypt, but carried their slavery within them because they weren't willing to transition to a new way of life. I remember hearing on one of my favorite podcasts, How Stuff Works, that because the surface of the earth is curved, the furthest distance that a person can see is only about 3 or 4 miles. Everything beyond that is obscured from view. From Rabbi O, that's just 2 short round-trip trips from his house to shul. But it really puts into perspective how limited our vision is. Our perspective is so reduced and so much lies beyond our horizons at any moment, which makes what's ahead confusing. So often we feel that we're wandering blindly in life. We have a need to know what comes next, but no one has a crystal ball. We don't know how much of our actions today will truly change tomorrow. At these times, it's helpful to remember just how limited our vision is, only 3 or 4 miles ahead of us. Even though we don't know what the future holds, there's potential for hope, for joy, and for transformation in our lives. If only we gather the strength to look beyond our limited horizon. It won't be easy to change. Change is hard. But that change is often needed to better our lives and the lives of those around us. We have to have a little faith. Just like Moses needed to have faith in God that he could nourish the Israeli people while wandering the desert, we too must have faith that our actions today, as scary as that change and transition will be, will hopefully make us and those around us better off. Another thing that helps is ensuring that you have the support as you undergo those transitions in behavior. I'm lucky enough to have an amazing wife helping me through the many changes I've experienced over the years, like learning that you need to make your bed in the morning. Who knew? Change doesn't have to happen alone, because more than likely, someone else is experiencing something similar. I love that Men's Club has become this supportive community for all of us undergoing the ups and downs in life. And it acts as a gateway for me and all of us to make multi-generational friendships. Men's Club is this place where you can grow, you can learn new skills like reading Torah, davening, how to put up a sukkah, how to even put on tefillin for the first time. And there'll always be great food, so hopefully there are no complaints about that. So while we're eating a meat kiddush this afternoon, may it give you the strength to be brave enough to accept change and move towards transition. May you look to this community for support in making those changes that you've been dreading. Break out of your comfort zone. Volunteer with Men's Club this year. Stand up for someone who may be less fortunate than you are, or someone who may just be a little bit different than who you are. Transition how you think about the environment to help with our climate crisis, especially how scary the last few days have been with the smoke in the air. Transition to how you think about spending your time, because it's too valuable to waste. My hope is that we make not just changes, but also deep transitions to allow us to march forward towards a promised land of justice, freedom, and a happier tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom.